Hello, everyone, and welcome to America's most inspiring people, aspire to inspire and embrace the power production. I'm your host, Dr. Jennifer Blalock, and we have a great show and an even better guest for you today. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Miss Lafarrah Davis. Lafarrah, do you want to say hello before I read your incredible bio?
Good evening. It is such an awesome feeling to be here and joining you live on your podcast. So, thank you so much for the invitation. I feel honored.
Absolutely. Well, when I met you, I was just so impressed by your energy. And one of my goals in life is to lift other women up and to help encourage, inspire, motivate, and also to showcase the great work that people are doing in their communities. And so that's really the heart and soul of this show. And you are like the ideal guest. All right, everybody, sit down, get ready. This bio is incredible. Miss Lafarrah Y. Davis is a former NFL cheerleader, award-winning community activist, and empowering international motivation speaker from Palatka, Florida, who currently resides in Jacksonville, Florida. She is the founder and visionary of Heart and Soul Youth Fine Arts Club, a program committed to exposing students to arts enrichment and culture by focusing on visual and performing arts. And you have, and this is so cool, you have a couple of degrees here. You have a master's degree in business administration with a concentration in human resources and a bachelor's in broadcast news. I can totally see it. You've got that look, you've got that energy. And a minor in student leadership from USF. And you've also written some books. So you've done a lot of incredible things. I want to know what inspires you? Why do you want to do so many things? Why are you so involved in your community and in making the world a better place?
It's all within my heart and my soul. When I was a little girl growing up, there were people in the community activists that always empowered me to give back and to do the right things. And so I'm giving back, and I have the love, the heart, and the soul to give back as well, to empower, inspire, and motivate those who are in the community or in today's society that needs to be empowered, that needs to have that one to motivate them, to push them to the next level. And I believe that I have that gift, and it's all within my love and my passion.
Absolutely. I am a closet cheerleader. I don't have the skills that you do, but you are a natural cheerleader. Tell us about your involvement with the NFL Cheerleaders Alumni Organization and just your overall experience of being a part of the NFL as a cheerleader.
Wow. Yes. So cheering professionally was always a childhood dream of mine. Ever since I was a little girl, I started out in PAL, or I started out in Pop Warner. So I knew that I loved cheering, and I knew I loved dancing. So when I graduated from high school, I did cheering on the collegiate level at the University of South Florida. So continuing that passion and having that childhood dream of mine, that childhood goal, when I finished college, I said, I'm going to be still follow that dream of becoming a National Football League cheerleader. And so when I moved to Jacksonville, Florida in 2007, that's when I first had my audition. And I didn't make it the first time. I auditioned actually 3 different times before I became a cheerleader in 2010. And to God be the glory, that 2010, I made the cheerleading team for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So go, roar, go Jaguars. It's always the love for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
I love it. And you are still such a great ambassador to the team and to the community of Jacksonville. Tell me, you work with youth from all over the community, many who have that same dream that you had. How do you keep them inspired and motivated with all the challenges going on in the world? And I know you've taken a special initiative, particularly with our children and how they've been impacted by just the trauma of COVID-19. Tell us a little bit about that.
How I inspire is just letting them know that you need to be empowered. And that's how I do it. I'm empowered. And so it's just the empowerment given off to those who need the push, who need to be inspired. Because as you said, we're still going through COVID-19. And it's crazy because when COVID hit, I didn't have any attachment to my students. And
Sure.
so that's how we wrote the book, Saved by the Mass. So it's just the empowerment and the inspiration to push those to stay empowered and inspired.
I
So I
love it.
do love for life.
It's contagious, and you certainly live it. Tell us a little bit about, what inspired you to create your own business. You obviously are such a talented dancer, a talented cheerleader, a talented speaker, author. What inspired you? I love it. Look at this picture of you that's actually with Charlie Crist. I know that guy. Tell us about it. This is not an endorsement, by the way, right, Lafarrah?
Exactly. Absolutely not an endorsement. Yes, so that was just an opportunity that he came actually at an event I hosted in Palaca, Florida. I host a lot of community cultural events, and it was actually Juneteenth. We were recognizing Juneteenth, and he made a surprise visit in Palaca, Florida. And it was such an honor because it was an event that I hosted, and it was just awesome to have his appearance. But I started Heart and Soul Youth Fine Arts Club back in 2015, my last cheerleading season with the Jaguars. And so when I was cheering for the Jaguars, I was an ambassador, community service activist.
Sure.
Every time I went out, I will put myself around young boys and young girls who had the aspiration of becoming a cheerleader. And so
Yeah.
I said, after my last season cheering for the Jaguars, I was going to go back to my hometown and start my organization, Heart and Soul, giving back to the young boys and young girls through the arts.
That's wonderful. And, being that type of inspiration, I know there are times where you work full time, still are actively involved with the NFL Cheerleader Alumni Organization, you run your own organization, and you're always out there doing things. How do you keep yourself motivated? Who do you turn to? Where do you look when you need that extra motivation to pull you through?
Actually, I turn to my dear loving mother. She has the characteristics of hardworking, dedicated, and the love to give and the love for the youth. So that's who I turn to. Her and I, we share such a same passion in giving back through our heart and giving back to especially young boys and young girls. So I look more to my mom because she also does a lot in the community in Palaca, Florida with her church. So that's who I look for, that inspiration and that empowerment and that push. But again, it's all coming from my heart. I love giving. I really do love giving, especially again to the young boys and young girls.
That
Because
they
that's
need
our,
it.
right. That's our next generation. Those are our
Absolutely.
next leaders.
Absolutely. We can learn so much from them. Do they inspire you?
Oh yes, absolutely. Like when we wrote the book Saved by the Mass, I didn't know how much they were so aware of what goes on in today's society and
Sure.
their truth of how they feel going through the pandemic. So it's just their intelligence, their hard working, their determination to push to become leaders of tomorrow. So they really do
Absolutely.
give me such inspiration. Like I empower them, but they just don't know how much they empower me.
I
So,
agree with you. At any time I'm able to give back with to the community or be around young people, I learn something every day. And if we're open to it, it's there, what they want to teach us. Could you share with us, what's the message of your book, Saved by the Mask? What do you want people to know?
the message is to receive the truth and the impact of how the pandemic inspired or empowered the youth to continue to push through their depression, their anxiety, being isolated so long and not being able to go to school during the time we were isolated gave a lot of them a time to express how they felt. Like
Right.
it was stories in our book where the students actually expressed going through depression. Like they
Mhm.
felt like they were going through this dark time in their life, and it was an outlet to open up to letting us know how they felt.
Absolutely. I think, one of the things that we've really had to work on, all of us, is our communication skills. And, you are opening that door by asking youth their stories and capturing them in your book, but also by allowing them to express themselves through the arts. Tell us why you believe arts education is important for our young people today.
Arts is very important to our young people today because it's an outlet, again, to avoid and alleviate depression,
Sure.
again, to alleviate anxiety, to even help with bullying. The
Sure.
arts give them a time to express themselves. Like if it's through painting, sculpture, singing, dancing, it's just something there to make them express how they feel within, because there's so many times we hold stuff inside, and then it's just the arts, those different types of arts that give them something to express themselves. So it's very important.
I love it. Now, you obviously sponsor and create all kinds of events. You told us about the Juneteenth event. Do you have any events coming up or things that you're looking forward to in the next couple of months before it's hard to believe it's already fall 2022 has passed us so quickly?
Yes, absolutely. 2023 is right around the corner.
Right around
It's
the
like it's,
corner.
yeah. So I do. Thank you so much for asking. On October 15th, 2022, it's a Saturday. I am hosting, or I'm co-hosting, a cancer awareness event at the James P. Small Park, which is a Jacksonville park on Myrtle Street or Myrtle
Okay.
Avenue.
Myrtle
It's
Avenue.
1701 Myrtle Avenue. And we're raising awareness and funds to help towards cancer research. And so it's a community cultural event, and it's open to the public, free. We're just asking for everyone just to come out and have a great time. When we're inviting community leaders and JFRD and JSO to come out to play in a celebrity kickball game where
Oh,
we
I
just,
love it.
yeah, it's going to be awesome. So right there at the baseball field, we're going to play kickball. So, and there will be vendors, food trucks, live entertainment, dancing, a concession stand. So we're going to have a great time. It's very friendly, family friendly oriented.
It sounds like a great time. I love playing kickball. So much fun. And to see our Jacksonville Sheriff's Office and Jacksonville Fire Department, tee off against each other. I'm not sure who's going to win that one, but it's going to be a great battle. And I bet there'll be some cheerleading for them. I don't know if you're going to bust out your cheerleading outfit, but I love it. I love it. I know that families would definitely enjoy that. Well, that's fantastic. Now, do your youth for the program, do they have an end of year or a recital that they put on or perform? What is that like with the school?
Yes. So each year, at the end of each year, we do a big production. And last year we did The Wiz. So
Love
this
it.
year, yes. So this year we're doing The Lion King, and we have a production of 50 to 100 students each year that are able to showcase their gifts and their talents through dance, singing, and monologue. So this year again is on December, I believe the 17th. It's the third weekend in December before Christmas. It's like right before Christmas weekend, where we are doing The Lion King. Now the productions are hosted in Palaca, Florida, but we're trying to get a location where we can also bring the show to Jacksonville.
Well, Lafarrah, I hope that one of our listeners or viewers will take you up on that. You are continuing to do incredible things. I'm sure those are just a couple of things that you have going on between now and the end of the year. But it was such a pleasure to feature you, Lafarrah Davis, Y Davis, excuse me, for all the incredible things you are doing to inspire the next generation of leaders. And if you could leave just maybe one last thought, piece of advice or inspiration for all those maybe struggling out there or looking for some inspiration. And then last but not least, don't forget to tell us how we can connect with you, support your events, support your organization, and get connected.
Okay, so I live by the motto is it's more than dance. It's the opportunity to empower. It's just living by the motto, you can do all things through Christ Jesus, who strengthens you. And I can be found on Instagram at Heart2Soul03, Facebook, Lafarrah Davis, and my email address is lydavis82@yahoo.com.
Thank you so much, Lafarrah Y. Davis, for being one of America's most inspiring people and joining us for this edition of Aspire to Inspire and Embrace the Power production. My name is Dr. Jennifer Blalock, and if you have somebody you'd like to recommend to be featured on America's Most Inspiring People, send us an email, get with us, connect with us, and keep inspiring others, look for inspiration, be the inspiration, and live your best life. We'll see you next week.